The Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series Boston event is a cliff diving event where 12 men and 12 women jump from the Institute of Contemporary Art into the Boston Harbor. The men compete from 27 meter and the women compete from 21 meter. For the men, when they compete, they are in the air for about 3 seconds. And when the women compete, they're in the air for a little bit under 2 seconds. So everything happens very fast. You have to know what to do in just a split-second amount of time. So that takes a lot of training. It's difficult, just being able to adapt to the things around you and the weather changing. And it's a different place each time sometimes. Just some difficulties in the sport. For a lot of the athletes, the hardest part is just in those few moments before the dive, because your heart rate's going, you got to calm yourself down, you got to make sure that you know what you're doing. Once you take off, hopefully your body will take over, autopilot kicks in, and you know what you're doing. But those few seconds right before, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of nerves, it's very scary. So in my opinion, that's the hardest part of the dive. Some things that to be careful that you don't do, and we go through a lot of training to make sure that doesn't happen, is what's called getting lost, where you don't know where you are in the air, and it's really scary because you're basically out of control. So obviously we do a lot of training to make sure that doesn't happen, but that's one of the dangers. And sometimes if you don't land as well as you want to, it hurts. It hurts on the best dives. It hurts even more on the worst dives.
Boys. Cheers.
A perfect dive is a vertical entry with a straight line in the body and no splash.
How easy is that?
Not easy. It's not easy to get a perfect dive.